Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today doing an Odd Eyes Pendulum Magician deck profile. So I'm really excited to do this one for you guys because this deck was actually suggested to me by one of my patrons, Zak. And this deck is a crazy, powerful pendulum deck that has a little bit of everything in it. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. I get your name description in a single video, getting assigned cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your Patreon. And definitely give Zak some love down in the comments down below for suggesting such an awesome deck. So let's get straight on into this one, guys. So first off, we're playing 3 copies of Double Iris Magician. His card is definitely a 3-of in the build and has an awesome ability that this card is always treated as a Pendulum Dragon card. And if this card is destroyed by battle by card effect, you can actually add a Pendulum Graph card from your deck to your hand, which is a great effect to get to the exact card that you need. We then play 3 copies of Wisdom Eye Magician. Wisdom Eye is really good as a 3-of in the build because this card is a great pendulum effect. And if you have a Magician or a Perform Battle card in your other Pendulum zone, you can destroy this card, and if you do, place a Magician Pendulum monster from your deck in your other Pendulum zone, extend another copy of this card, getting you the exact scale that you need to help you go in for your plays. We then play a single copy of Purple Poison Magician. This card is really good as a 1-of in the build, because this card has the ability, if this card is destroyed by battle by card effect, you can target one face-up card on the field and destroy it, which is such a powerful effect to help you pop cards on the field. We then play a single copy of Harmonizing Magician. Harmonizing is great to help you bring out an additional monster to your side of the field, because when this card is Pendulum summoned to your side of the field, you get to special summon out a copy of a Magician Pendulum monster from your deck in defense position, except another copy of this card, but it has its effects negated, and also banish it when it leaves the field, which is not that big of a deal because it helps you just instantly get a monster on your side of the field to help you go for link plays, XZ plays, or even synchro plays. We then play 3 copies of Skullcrabat Joker. Joker is definitely a 3-of in the build as well, because this card is the best normal summon in the entire build, as when this card is normal summon, you get to add a Perform Pal monster, Magician Pendulum monster, or an Odd Eyes monster from your deck to your hand, essentially searching anything you need directly from your deck to your hand. We then play a single copy of Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. This card is really good as a 1-of in the build, and just a really big boss monster you can summon out to your side of the field. Plus, this card is a great pendulum effect to help you search out your pendulum monsters directly from your deck to your hand, which is a really cool ability because during the end phase, you can destroy this card in your pendulum zone, and if you do, you get to add a pendulum monster with 1500 less attack from your deck to your hand, which is a pretty interesting effect. We then play 2 copies of Odd Eyes Arc Pendulum Dragon. This card is one of the most powerful Odd Eyes cards, and it's kind of odd because this card is actually a vanilla monster, but its pendulum effect is absolutely broken. And if an Odd Eyes card you control is destroyed by battle by card effect, you can special summon an Odd Eyes monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard, which is a great effect to instantly bring out the exact Odd Eyes card that you need directly to your side of the field off this card's effect. And it's one of the cards you want to be able to put in your scale because of that broken ability. We then play 3 copies of Revolution Dragon. Revolution Dragon is basically Rhoda for the deck. This card has the ability you can actually discard this card, pay 500 life points, and then add a level 8 or lower Dragon Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand, which is a great effect to help you grab the exact card that you need. We play a single copy of Persona Dragon. Persona Dragon is really good because this card is basically a walking negate. You always want to put this card on your side of the field because if it's monster effect, because once per turn, quick effect, you can target a face-up monster on the field as special summon from the extract, and it has its effects negated until the end of the turn, which is such a broken effect. We then play a single copy of Perform Pal Odd Eyes Seer. Seer is really good to combine with your copy of your Revolution Dragon, as this card has the ability you can target a Perform Pal or Odd Eyes card in your graveyard and add it to your hand, then destroy this card, which is a great effect to be able to combine with your copy of Arc Pendulum. Since this card is an Odd Eyes card, it will grab your copy of Revolution back out of the graveyard and make your copy of Arc Pendulum go off to help you special summon an Odd Eyes directly from your deck, basically giving you an additional search because Revolution is not once per turn, and it will make your copy of Arc Pendulum go off to special summon a monster monster from the deck, which is such a cool combo. We then play a single copy of Odd Eyes Pendulum Graph Dragon. Pendulum Graph Dragon, it works really well with their copy of Double Iris Magician, but this card is really good because it's basically a spell negate, plus you can Pendulum summon this card out to your side of the field without ritual summoning it, which is insane to instantly get this card out on your side of the field. We then play 3 copies of Supreme King Gate Magician. This card is amazing in the deck to work with these Zak cards we're playing in the deck, and it's so cool in this particular build because this card has the ability that the Supreme King Zak you control cannot be banished by your opponent's card effects, and during your main phase, you can destroy this card, and if you do, place a Supreme King Gate Pendulum monster from your hand or deck in your Pendulum zone, except another copy of this card. And if you have a Supreme King Gate card in your Pendulum zone, except another copy of this card, you can send a Pendulum Dragon, a Z Dragon, Synchro Dragon, or a Fusion Dragon monster from your hand or extract to the graveyard. If you do, special summon this card from your hand. And if this card is special summon, you actually get to add a card that mentions Zak from your deck to your hand, except a Spellcaster monster, which is a great ability to be able to use in this deck to help us get to our copy of our trap card, Soul of the Supreme Celestial King, so we can actually summon out Zak in this deck. We then play 2 copies of Supreme King Dragon Darkworm. Darkworm is great as a 2-of in the build because this card has the ability, if this card is normal or special summon, you can add a Supreme King Gate Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand, and if this card's in the graveyard and you control no monsters, you can special summon this card, instantly getting this card out on your side of the field. We then play a single copy of Lightworm. This card is great because it's a tuner monster, which helps us go in for our synchro plays, plus it's searchable in the deck. I feel like 1 is really all you need for the deck, though. We then play a single copy of Gate Zero. Gate Zero is so powerful because this card is a scale 0, which is the main reason you play it, so you can use it for your combos, plus it makes it super easy to Pendulum summon. We then play a single copy of Astrograph. Astrograph is really good in the deck as a 1-of. This is a free special summon, and it's so easy to summon in this build. By basically just having a card popped, you can instantly summon this card out to your side of the field. We play a single copy of Majesty Pegasus. Majesty Pegasus searches out field spells when it's summoned to your side of the field, because if this card is special summoned by the effect of a Draco Slayer card or its Pendulum summon, you can add a field spell from your deck to your hand, then discard a card, and have some really spicy cards you can actually search off this card's effect. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom to round out the monsters. Ash is just really good overall in the deck to basically just stop your opponent from touching the deck. So, that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial is great as a 1 in the deck. Be able to send your copy of Darkworm from your deck to the graveyard so you can instantly bring it back to your side of the field, making this card a great starter. We then play a single copy of Sky Iris. Sky Iris is searchable in the deck and really cool in the build, as your opponent cannot target Magician, Perform Pal, or Odd Eyes cards in your Pendulum zone with card effects. And you can also target one of your other face-up cards you control destroyed, and if you do, add an Odd Eyes card from your deck to your hand, which is a pretty interesting effect. And like a single copy of Secret Village of the Spellcasters. This card is absolutely broken to basically just lock down your opponent so they can't activate spell cards. We then play a single copy of Wings of Light. Wings of Light is searchable in this deck, so I feel like 1 copy is really all you need for the deck, because the deck's already so consistent. This card has the ability during the main phase you can add a Supreme King Dragon or a Supreme King Gate Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand, or if you control a copy of Zak, you can special summon it instead, which is a really interesting ability. We then also play 2 copies of Dragon Shrine. Dragon Shrine is for the exact same reason as your copy of Foolish Burial. I would play 3 copies of this card, but the deck is already so tight that I feel like 2 copies is really all you need. Plus, this card is a once per turn, so I feel like 2 copies of this and your copy of Foolish Burial is enough for this build. So, that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're going to start with a single copy of Time Pendulum Graph. Time Pendulum Graph is great as a 1-of in the build to help you pop cards on the field, plus this card is searchable off your copy of your Double Iris Magician. This card is so cool in the build and just a really good 1-of overall in the deck. we play a single copy of Soul of the Supreme Celestial King. This card makes it super easy to summon out your copy of Zark, which is why I'm playing this card as a one-of in the build, as this card has the ability to contribute a spellcaster Pendulum monster with 2,500 original attack points to be able to fusion summon a copy of Zark from your extract by banishing the fusion materials mentioned on it from your hand, deck, extract, field, and or graveyard, basically from anywhere except for banish, but negate its effects unless at least one each of your Pendulum Dragon, XZ Dragon, Synchro Dragon, and Fusion Dragon monsters are currently banished, which they will be when you activate this card. So you can actually use this card as an interruption against the opponent to get your copy of Zark out and board wipe your opponent all at the same time. We then play 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence is really cool as a 3-of in the deck to basically just stop your opponent's monster effects and also lock down entire columns of spells and traps. So, that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to start off with a single copy of Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. This card is a walking negate in the deck and really cool to be able to summon off your copy of Absolute Dragon. We'll make a single copy of Supreme King Zark. This card is absolutely massive and such a cool tech card to be able to play in the deck, as you can easily summon this card off of Soul of the Celestial King, and it's just such an awesome boss monster to be able to make in this build, because it's a board wipe. We'll make a single copy of Starving Venom Fusion Dragon for our Fusion Dragon target, one copy of Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon for our Synchro Dragon target. Then we play a single copy of Ignister. Ignister is really good in the deck as a 1-of because it's super cool to be able to summon out this card, and then use its effect to help us bring out our copy of Majesty Pegasus so we can basically search out the exact field spell that we need. Something to note about this as well is that Crystal Wing and Starving Venom are never summoned in this build, actually. You're just using them with your copy of your Soul of the Celestial King, so you can summon out your copy of Zark. We then play a single copy of Supreme King Dragon Clearwing. This card is really good to be able to summon in the deck. It's basically a board wipe as well. As this card is Synchro Summon, you destroy all face-up monsters that your opponent controls, which is a really cool effect. We play a single copy of Odd Eyes Rebellion XZ Dragon for our XZ Dragon target. We then play a single copy of Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon. Absolute Dragon is great because this card does touch the graveyard. It helps you summon out your copy of Vortex Dragon, which is such a cool effect. We then play a single copy of Baguska. Baguska is just really good just in case you need to slow down the game. It's a really cool card to be able to play in the deck, but it's one of those cards, if you're going first and you don't have a crazy hand, you can basically summon out your copy of Baguska and slow down the game so you can fix your hand and go in for game. We then play a single copy of Access Code. Access Code is just amazing in the deck as a 1-of to help you pop multiple cards on the field and go in for game. Plus this card comes out absolutely massive. Play a single copy of Exceed the Pendulum. I usually end on Exceed the Pendulum in this deck because it's basically this card plus your copy of Secret Village, which basically gives you an insane field. Plus for this card's link arrows, it's really good to end on this card. And it's a really cool ability that gains 100 attack for each Pendulum monster card you control. And also, if this card is link summoned, you can add a face-up Pendulum monster from your extract to your hand. And during the main phase, quick effect, you can special summon a Pendulum monster from your hand or graveyard and defense position with a level between your Pendulum scales, which is a really cool ability. We made a single copy of Selene. Selene is really good in the deck, so it helps us basically go into our copy of Access Code so we can go in for game. Again, it's really good for the link arrows as well. We made a single copy of SP. SP is just great as a double interruption against the opponent. We made a single copy of Beyond the Pendulum because this card helps us search for pendulums and pop cards on the field. And then finally play a single copy of IP. IP is great as a 1-of in the build to be able to make in this deck, so we can go in for a copy of SP during the opponent's turn. So, that's it for the deck, guys. I would enjoy it. This deck is super fun to be able to play and really does have a little bit of everything for Odd Eyes, Pendulum, Magicians, and it even has Zark, which is so cool, so definitely give us a like for that one. It's a really fun deck to be able to play and can make some absolutely incredible boards, and it's really an amazing deck. So, that's going to be for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.